You're making a very crucial point, General Bakshi. Do you share that view? That the problem is that they're looking at Congress's interest, BJP's interest. Nobody's concerned about the national interest.
That is precisely the point that one was trying to make, Mr. Dharkar. That is precisely what I said, that if 76 IM operatives are apprehended in Gujarat, you can't sort of, put off their trial for 4 years, and ease the pressure on this. What I am saying is all these cosmetics would not do now. The time has come for a paradigm shift in our approach to counter-terrorist operations, wherein from a purely reactive and defensive stance, we have to graduate to a stance that progressively raises costs for Pakistan, for the perpetrators of this terror. Whether you do it by military means, quasi-military means or non-military means, you should develop capacities and capabilities along all
Before
three
I get Abhishek Singhvi to respond, I want to go across to Mr. Doval and see where he stands. Are we bleeding because terrorists are politicizing the war against terrorism, Mr. Doval?
Now, let me tell you one thing. Let us understand, politics is the art and science of governance. If issues and events which are taking so many precious lives is not a matter of governance, then what is a matter of governance? It is a political question. It has got to be tackled politically, and a political response by the political parties is totally justified. If they do not do it, they are failing in their duty. Let us define politics, because we should understand that if anybody who says that don't politicize. But the point that was made was that yes, this is a time when the country should unite. 100% right. Provided the ruling party is able to declare this is our national policy on terrorism, have a bipartisan national consensus on that, define the doctrines, define the strategy, and then once there is a national will created for that, it is the duty of everyone. Once you are not, you being in power, it is not only your responsibility to prevent it, it is also your responsibility to take the country with you.
But Dr. Singhvi, instead of having a cogent, clearly established anti-terror policy, the government's sole concern is to deflect the anger, to get people off the streets, get them back on their daily lives, and then the chalta hai attitude creeps back. Even the Home Minister, in an interview he gave me, spoke about the fear of complacency. Now that there's been no attack for so long, everybody in government gets complacent, the bureaucrats start worrying about turf issues and significant measures which need to be rammed through, pushed through. The government doesn't have the will to do that.
Well, I cannot answer general subjectivities and adjectives which only journalists have the liberty to use. Please
no, there are specifics. There are specifics. And national count. No. 1 second. You're saying it's general. Let me make it more specific, Dr. Singhvi. National Counter Terror Center. 100 days, the Prime Minister said when the government took over, it's been 1,000 days, nothing has happened. The NAT grid was supposed to happen in October 2009. It still hasn't happened. These are specifics your government must answer for, Dr. Singhvi.
And what about the 100, and what about, Rahul, the 100 other things which have happened?
What has happened? Tell our viewers about that.
That has not come out. Well, everybody knows the whole day you've been carrying things. Mr. Chidambaram listed 25 items. Were they there when the BJP was there? Were they there when other terror attacks happened? Those things will not. You will pick out 2 out of 100, 98 you will ignore, and then use the subjective word that nothing has happened. So let me tell you, I scrupulously, and let me tell you amusingly, I agree entirely with the word disgusting used by Mr. Dharkar. I agree with it because I have scrupulously avoided either divisive or political or communal comments in this debate. Please replay your tape. What I heard Ms. Kiran Kher, and I'm sure you loved it as an anchor, is to create a communal divide. She's the one who talked about minorities, about Mr. Digvijay Singh, about Azamgarh, etc. I have not said a word. I entirely agree that the government has to, the nation has to be united.
But she's quoting your own party leaders, Digvijay Singh, Rahul Gandhi, are your own party leaders.
Allow me to complete. Rahul, I think it's extremely unfair that apart from 3 people with a contrary viewpoint, the anchor is also interrupting me. It's extremely unfair. Now, the point I was making was that you, Mr. Digvijay Singh, I or anybody on the panel can have any view. They can have a view that Kasab should be left. They can have a view that Batla House accused should be released. But the point is, did it ever translate into action by the government? This is nothing but communal divisive language by the BJP you heard in this program. Every effort was resisted. And what is this Gujarat episode of IM? The Gujarat government is the prosecuting agency. Some NGOs have gone here and there to courts to try to stall it. Where does the central government come into it? Why doesn't the Gujarat government get those states vacated and prosecute them? This is nothing but creating a Hindu versus Muslim syndrome. The Congress is the one which has taken equal stern action against all terror, which has no name, no religion, no ideology.